when you're at the zoos, there's a reason there's glass like between you and like the lions. And you can be a fan of the lions, but that glass is there for everybody's protection.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm just throwing it out. After we do pole dancing, there is Duck Donuts next to the studio. So I'm just saying,
y'all
it's
trying to
better
mess me
band.
up,
So
man.
I think we'll have earned it at that point. We'll see. It's asking for a friend on your morning show. We just talked to Faye named Kendall, who is in a situation where basically she kind of thinks maybe somebody she considered a friend is a friend of me. And there's a couple of key things that I noticed. And if you have thoughts, if you've had a situation where you realize a friend was a friend of me, 877-995-4681 to call, or a text 99338, call you back from Maryland number. She mentioned that this friend doesn't applaud her accomplishments. That to me is one of the biggest things there. It's very easy to applaud your friends' accomplishments. And most of my friends, like I have friends that I get more excited for their accomplishments than my own. Like Charlemagne, when he announced his new show for Comedy Central, I knew like I was a friend because I was truly excited for him as if like somebody on my team won the game. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, why is he getting that and I'm not getting that? That's a huge thing. If like you're always there for your friends and then they don't show up for you, that's huge. I think the taking slight barbs at her, that's another thing too. Or like if you're hanging out with somebody, your friends, and the second you're in public, they start like trying to do like death by a million paper cuts. Not a fan of that. And the last one I thought was doesn't listen was a huge thing too. So that my advice is to move on. Riley, have you had a friend of me in your life before?
I've had a couple of frenemies in my life where it was like, you thought you'd known them for a long time and you figured you'd had time invested. They've got to be a good person, right? So you keep them around, but you secretly can't stand that person.
Mm-hmm.
You secretly just don't jive with them. And I've literally had to cut the ties of people before because it's just like, look, like you've been in my life for like 10 years, but you've not been a positive influence. So what am I doing this for?
It's almost like they're that cousin you have to hang out with, but you hate. Like that one cousin where it's like a second cousin you only see at Easter and Thanksgiving. And it's like, I don't even want to like.
I'm just of the mind now. Like if you're dragging me down, I don't care how close you are to me. I don't honestly, I don't even care if you're like family. I can't deal with it. Like family gets a pass a couple more times because they're family, but after a while, you just have to protect your peace.
I do think there's like the life is too short for cheap liquor and bad friends.
100%.
I think that is a fact. Rose, how about you? Have you had a friend of me?
I feel like I've cut out a lot more people over the last year alone just because priorities have shifted and you kind of see people's true colors and how they are. So I will be nice to them to their face. Like I'm not going to say anything bad about them behind their back, but I'm also like, meh, like I'm not going to put in the effort if the effort's not there, like reciprocated.
I've had this with like with girlfriends because back when I used to date girls, I mean, I still.
Wait, what?
That didn't come out right.
No, it
back when I was
When you
in
used to
relationship. When I was dating.
In general.
Son of a.
I mean, nothing wrong with anything.
No,
else if
but
you wanted to change
when I was in the dating like pool
yes,
more
when you were actively dating. How about that?
I would like some of my ex-girlfriends, I swear on everything, they didn't like half their friends but would still hang out with them. I was like, why? You're miserable when you hang out with them, you're miserable afterwards. Why do it?
I feel like some people think, oh, I've been in this friendship for so long that I can't cut it off, but like yes, you can. It's like relationships. If it's not a good relationship, just because the time invested does not mean that it's going to get better and you're still going to be stuck with that person for however long in the future.
Speaking of time, to Stafford we go. Erica, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
So your advice for Kendall is you were in a similar spot. You were friends with this person for how long?
For 10 years.
Oh boy. Okay. And when did you kind of realize they were a friend of me?
Well, throughout the years, I've noticed that they've made passive comments, like with everything that I did, everything I wore, how I looked, everything, and it just progressed even worse. So I ended up ending the friendship, and it wasn't a great friendship.
Was it a thing, Erica, where like within your group of friends, did everybody kind of feel the same way about this person, or did you have to point out like, hey, Becky is saying all this ish to me?
Yes. So it was a group of friends at first. It was me and two other girls. And he would always make comments about them and tell me, or he would make comments about me and tell them. They ended up dropping him before I did. So I still became friends with him for a couple, like a year or a year or two more.
Yeah.
And then I ended up just dropping him because I was tired of it.
Yeah, I do think that there's something to the strategy of like say your point and then stand back and let people realize what's going on. Because like I do think people fall in the trap. Like, if you complain about it enough, then it seems like you're the actual problem instead of the problem itself, which I think is counterintuitive. Erica, thank you for calling. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. My man.
My man. Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
What'd you want to say to Kendall with asking for a friend?
My thought on this is life is too short for bad fake friendships, bad relationships, and jobs you hate. Sometimes people are only in your life for a season. It may have run its course and it's past the expiration date now.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think that, Megan, to your point too, it's like with the expiration date, you can still like. I have people I'm not like as close with anymore, but I still wish them the best. It's like we're still like on good terms. Maybe we don't talk every day or like not best friends, but like I still don't wish them ill will and still happy for them, but just from afar. You know what I mean? It's like it's like when you're at the zoos. There's a reason there's glass like between you and like the lions, and you know you can be a fan of the lions, but that glass is there for everybody's protection.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Your friends should be your biggest cheerleaders in life, and if they're not cheering you on, then they're probably hating in private.
Ooh,
Woo!
truth bomb right
Megan.
there.
Dropped that
Megan. Man, if they are not cheering you, Megan, thank you for calling and dropping that knowledge on us. Have a great day. Bye. I think that's really all that needs to be said on that. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. If you have thoughts for asking for a friend, 99338 text.